and it's just before the top of the hour. I'm looking for some serious sell-off in the dollar. I'm looking for the yen to be very strong into this void, and I'm going to buy into it just with some get her done scripts. I'm pretty much just going to go with buying for the next half hour. I'm going to get in 4 pips deep. I'm going to get in 5 to 15, 30 pips stop. 5 to 18. And I think I'm going to put in some other ones if they're in here. Okay, I may not have. Here's some. I know there's some inside of here. So I think these are the ones I use to really churn the account and get it going. Somebody's talking about these iceberg orders. I don't think they're very good right now. These are so deep that on the guppy this would be good. I kind of want to just get about 10, 5, 10, 15 pips and just really load up on this account. See if I can scalp it tonight. At least by London Open, we could get some serious crush down here and retracement on the old dollar yen. This is the default template from the broker. CCI, which gives you a nice early divergence. Actually, it's pretty sensitive since it's taking the highs and lows into account and smoothing them in some awkward, undescript manner, just to torture you. People try to make sense of it. So if you go to the line chart, you get, even with a 14 period CCI, which I wouldn't do, I would do the faster, like 5. So I'm buying the dollar yen here just at the top of the hour. I mean, the euro to the yen. I'm scalping it. So if I go to the, I guess on the 5-minute chart's okay. I'm in the euro to the yen because it's a little bit more spiky. So spiky's my friend, because all my limits are getting filled. I wrote really tight limits. And I'm trying to make 20 to 40 pips. And I'm using a 20 pip grid, so most of my targets are going to be 5 to 40. But if I can get half the position off the table by 20 pips and let the next 20 ride. So once I've locked in the scalp, I really don't care if I'm not going to run a trailing stop, so I don't care if they smash back into me. So right now on the okay, so this is the CCI. And I think we can all see the divergences here. This nice double top here. That's a classic where momentum's dying, price is still going up. That's a brand new demo, so I gotta reset all these colors and stuff. Okay, we want a big line. And we want to go for the no ray, just so I can point out the exact. Also, there's kind of like, if this is a very quick divergence, it's typically better. It's the old 1-2 punch. Like this one here, nice tight. Plus, you can do trend lines on indicators. Obviously, it's going to break the CCI before it breaks price. Like if you got your trend line here, out in space. You're like this. You're like, yeah, okay. Well, I'm waiting for it to break the trend line on close. It does here, and you're trapped. Right? Whereas if you get in when it breaks here, I got to put this in the price, unfortunately, for it to come all the way to the... another brutal installation here. Installing the indicator all over again here. We'll make this one moccasin, just to, we don't appropriations could be engaged here, though. So I was talking to tech support, and I mentioned a certain comedian, and this girl from the Philippines mentioned the other comedian, and Dab Nabbit. If that wasn't in my YouTube suggestion, and I don't want to say that people are, I don't want to say Robinacci's coming after me, but there's something going on there, people. It's not right. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. And it's kind of cliche. The market will turn around at 9 o'clock or turn around at the top of the hour, but sometimes it keeps going. So the British pound, I think, is going to break out tonight pretty hard. Okay, let me put this on the price. So why the trend line on the line chart, CCI 14, doesn't matter. It's just a matter of seeing the turning point. So would you break here? Wouldn't you rather get in here? Right? So this is the triangle, and it leads the price. So you got your triangle here forming, or you got your also you got a bottom becomes a top. So if you treat the CCI 14 or whatever you pick, obviously the 14 is going to be a little bit more well behaved, or a 10. But the same thing applies because the auction that happens in CCI is there too, if you look. So it's just because it's a momentum indicator is a dramatic. It's like a Democrat indicator. It's like if you had the indicator that was designed on a Democrat's brains. It'd be like, well, very emotional indicator. Okay, I think they've trapped these guys on the euro yen. So it looks like dollar yen could be trapped too. And that could be something else, right? British pound's about to go nuts. Of course, they're probably going to trap the early guys dipping their foot in the pool. Okay, so I'm looking for my trusty tools here. And somebody asked me about the recording machine. It's hell. You don't want it. It's called ice cream. You don't want, trust me, you want nothing to do with this fucking program. Since I've been running it, it has totally failed me. It's failed. Okay, so I'm buying the euro versus the yen because we just took out the low of the intraday low. So to me, it looks like a trap. It just looks like a stop hunt for the bulls because everybody's jumping on the euro, it seems. Okay, but it's just to come back to the middle fair value, so that's why I'm buying it. Just right at the bottom. Let that one go. So here I got all these orders coming in here, but this situation here where this is support on the indicator, support becomes resistance, and the sellers come in. You also have this kind of situation, plus it probably wicked up into here, so this double bottom. As far as the kind of the reversal signal On CCI, you'd probably have to speed it up a little bit. 14, I'm not really seeing any of that obvious pullback. I guess here's one. Deeper price. So we pull back here, deeper than we were here. So it's more oversold at a higher price, so you draw your trend line like this. Eventually, we break that trend line, it becomes resistance on closing prices only without regard to this. Of course, this was your divergence. Very tight, not a bad pullback. Let me see. This clock's in the fucking way. Okay, so yeah, see stuff like this. CCI really freaks out. Like, look how dramatic this just starts to tank. But you can make the argument that this bottom becomes a top. So what you're doing is you're trading the structure of the indicator. When it comes up into this area, it's kind of trapped, and I guess this is your reversal. Pretty long-legged reversal. It's more overbought. So when you see it go overbought, it's where it is in relationship to the last time it was overbought. More overbought, lower price, major reversal plus its structure. This is the 4-hour chart. Double bottom in time becomes a top. So this is the obvious key zone, plus it is the obvious place that the sellers are typically getting in, right? I gotta go to the 15-minute chart here. Okay. I'm trying to get in this trade here. Pretty tight stop, so I have to trade the market on this thing. Trying to make 20 to 40 pips in 50 to 200K. Trading the euro versus the yen. Trading the pound versus the dollar. Looks like the euro versus the yen is a schizoid. Of course, the pound to the dollar is so schizoid. And it looks like they're crawling up now. So I'm gonna go to that chart. It's because it's happening right now. So somebody sent me the ultimate indicator, which is the real-time zero lag Bollinger Band. A Bollinger Band of 1. It's the ultimate. So this is the, oh great, my computer won't let me outside the box. Okay. Just when it's just, I got 4 brokers running on this at the same time. Behold the void. So this is the void fill, and you can see that at this point here, based on the indicator was up here. It's a real-time assessment of the void to be filled, because this void has been filled. This is no longer of any significance to the market. So this was a big deal. When it caved in to this hole, you had to know there was mega buyers here. 20 pips. Okay. You buy all the way to here. Telling you where to buy. Every dip here, every new low, every retest with a 20 pip stop to make 20, 40. Yeah, you can make 60. Euro yen. Okay. At the moment, you can trade this and put orders in every 20 pips. And I'm sure if you did the math, can you survive a move like this? Can you survive buying into this hole? I'm going to say this is fair value of this range. And this was the range there. Right now, you're kind of right, and you're really getting tight here. Something's got to give. We're either going to start cutting into this, or we're going to cut down to this. And this is the cavern of hell. So what you do is you buy from here down. You buy like every 20 pips, you're going to buy another one. So it's either 1, 2, 8K. So I've been writing very tight scripts here. So I'm buying like, okay, this is like 50K. This is going to be 150K. This is going to be 300K. How often can it cut that far? The rate of change into the void. So once you go below this line, your first time, the scalpers come in, they make their 20 pips. Then we go sheer down 40, 60. But I'm buying here. I'm really just buying 20 pips deep. You could say I'm buying because of this, and this is really good reason to buy an actual price because of a real reason. But in the end, I discovered that it's the current rate of change. So as this is coming down, am I coming in like this with buy limits? Typically I am because I wrote those first. Could I have done the same thing on the sell side? Oh yeah. Sell limits into the void. This is the void. You can also see the void that's left behind that doesn't matter anymore. So all these areas are completely worthless to the market. Because notice when we came back to here and we just top ticked this, it was about this area here. We could not get that. But if we start to clean house to the north side here, forget about it. Katie bar the door. But I'm content with buying this area, buying with a 20 pip stop to make 20, 40, 60 pips on the euro yen because of the volatility. This is a 4-hour chart. I can, with all the confidence, as you can imagine, because I don't care about losing $3 on a ticket. I've got 300 tickets in there. I mean, I've got like, I would say 50 to 150 tickets, all 1K. So I'm trading 50 to 150K. If they swoop down here and I make $200, it's all right. If I ran buy limits here, I never got filled expecting it to come back, so I wouldn't have to. I could put sell limits above this. This is the obvious turning point. This bottom became a top here at the 20-yard line. This is so stupid. How can't you make money on this? I think the reason you can't make money, because most people, they're thinking, yeah, but do I buy or sell? Well, if you buy and you put a sell stop in, you're a seller on the way out the door. So why not just buy here, buy lower, or sell here, sell higher, sell higher, sell higher? Because I guarantee you, the moment you buy it, it's got to come back at least a half a pip. So why aren't you buying a half a pip deep? Because you would say, well, it's only half a pip. Yes, but it's something that you didn't have to babysit. Because you know it's coming down at 2 pips. Are you kidding me? You really stepped in at the market on a standard lot? Okay. Maybe I'm cheap. I'm just like, dude, They're going to pull this back 10 pips. I'll be like $50 underwater in the blink of an eye here. What a pounding they gave this thing. Dude, this is the most insane, other than the guppy, which to me, I don't have any kind of, the spread's too brutal. And I'd have to rewrite all these scripts again. So I'm up to about 1,000 scripts that I'm currently running. I got a bunch of stuff I don't use, I suppose. But the double clicks is where it's at. Look at your tablet. They're going to drop this fucker 50 pips. Boom, boom, boom. You lay all your trades in for the night. Asia, wake up. You're either getting stopped out or you're up on the trade. Depending how deep you put these orders in. You certainly can't go in with standard lots in every ticket and expect to, make money. So, yeah, I mean, it's like, the market's always going up and down 20 pips, so why aren't we buying and selling? Because people are like, well, what's the trend? Fuck the trend. Oh my God. There's some guy did a video. I know people can't handle it when I criticize other people's videos, but you can say stuff like, well, we could have sold up here. This guy did a video where he said, I just said the market's ranging. And he said, well, yeah, it's ranging down. So if you sold here and you got out here, you go, yeah, dude, can't you see this fucking trend? What are you, retarded? Look. In fact, there was another place to sell. I'm like, yeah, but what about these trades? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, there's these trades. It's almost like it's going up and down. Yeah, there's a trend. Sure, here's a trend. Did you buy this pullback? Yeah, bought the pullback. Never completed trend. Bought the pullback. Yeah, bought this pullback. Yeah. Broke out here. 20-yard line. Top became a bottom. Boom. Big cut into fresh prices. We know they're fresh. The beauty of the indicator is that this is showing me their high goes way back. Way back. I'm going to zoom out just for... Oh, jeez, I'm stuck in that drawing mode again. Just keep wishing that the robot would know. So here's the vacuum going way back in the Wayback Machine. So this is completely erased. That void's been filled. That is the double cup. Double D cup. This is potential smash down area. There was a nice house cleaning here where people got in there like, yeah, give me that. I'll buy that. Holy shit. No shit. You know, when you buy this area and you build the position here and you scalp to the floor and then it just cuts and it takes out this and it takes out this and it takes out. And look how it came all the way back to here. Same thing happened in the euro dollar with the exact same situation. Fell through the floor. That became a top. Smash all the way down. Take out the bulls that got in here. Take out their stops. And they're like, holy shit, there's a little mini auction. Rip this whole thing. You take out all these stops very quickly. That's how it is. It's either, see this hard down, crawl back, then cut because of this. It's just classic price action, as they say. Real classic shit. Look at these tremendous runs here. And structurally speaking, this is the 100-yard line, just for math purposes. It's not like it has to turn at the 100. 20 is good enough for me. 20 pips in a standard lot is $200. Well, give or take a few, right? Let's look at 80 pips making $150. I'm sorry, 80K in a 100 pip. 20 pip move with 80K. You're still making some money. $100 easy. 120, 150. You're sleeping. The market smashes down, smashes up. This is 4-hour chart. So on the 1-hour chart, you can see the trade. I mean, you can see that if you had pendings there for 4 hours, that is the 1-hour chart. So if you're going to buy this new low, they dip in the window, they go under here. We're trapped in here. You've got hours to put that trade on and build a position under the floor here. If only for this move, and you're out, go flat. Put in the buy limits again, come in 5 pips deep. Oh, we're going now, so that was pretty fast. Didn't see that coming. I guess I did, but I'm already out of that trade, so. And that was, geez. I don't know if that's news coming out, but yeah, so there you go. And people are getting out there. Good thing I'm actually out. So now I want to put in limits all over again. So as soon as that happens, let's see here. Oh shit, wrong zoom, wrong button. That's freaking, my system's freaking out because of all the fucking. Wow, that is just. Yeah, I'm a little spooked. I'm gonna get out. It looks very frisky. Okay, look at that, 20 pips. So that was my target. We just hit it. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to go back to sleep. What a ferocious currency, though. And the scripts, for stuff like this now, keep in mind this is a 1-hour chart, and this move here represents 16 hours of melting down hell for anybody buying into that. But it's the rate of change into the void. So if here's your buy entry, and you're planning on getting in here. Jesus, this thing's on fire. I feel like it's going to go down 40 pips now. Been seeing some just crazy shit in these markets, so. Can you really trust these bankers? The big banks. I know they got their cigars out tonight. They're trading against me again. I just got to stay away from the bankers. Okay, I'm putting in psychotic orders right now. All right, there you go. Because it's just going to whip all around the fucking place. I'm sick of this shit. So, stuff like this, you're trying to make 10 pips. You got to be able to make 10 pips here with a 20 pip stop. You buy here. You got to stop down here. You're going to make your 10 pips. 20. If you buy here, the 18 pip stop, that's the trade. Somebody asked me, people have been sending stuff and asking questions. It goes to British pound here. So British pound's going into this hole. I wanted to catch it here live into the session. Here's just a good old candlestick chart, but you can see the void here. The void's on the indicators on here. So we're crushing. We're going to take out these stops. That's kind of the stop indicator. So earlier today, it was I was buying this 20 pip window because it's the same ATR as the euro versus the yen, at least right now. It's a perfect fit for maximizing a 20 to 30 to 40 pip stop or a 10 to 20 pip stop to make 20 or 40 pips. And, as far as the movement of the market, I don't think it matters whether you buy or sell. It's a scaling in thing. I'm not crazy about this chart. When I zoom out, it becomes binary, and I just don't like it. It's just disturbing looking. So I got a better template. It's gonna take a while to load. Okay, half-hour chart. Now this is bombastic shit. This half-hour chart. But if your script lasts for an hour, this is just a brutal. I got a terrible grid on there. I thought I had this saved. Wait. Here, vacuum fill. Void fill. I got another one. Yeah. Should be 20 pip grid on this one. Okay. Candles with a. Okay, so here, those are all the stops stacking up. So I don't really trust that. I mean, I do think that we're going to take out these, possibly. I would sell into that because we're probably going to rip back to where we're breaking out right now. This is the longest vacuum. Now we can just crush down and rip into here. That's what I'm betting on tonight. So I'm kind of going against the... I'm run trailing buy limits tonight on this pair. In a 20 pip window, really dense. Comes the bottom of the hour. And yeah, how about these markets? So this 20 pip system, it's just too easy. I got limits down here all the time. About 80K sitting here. Waiting for some drama. Waiting for this shit. Boom, boom. It's stupid. This is a half-hour chart. Or I could take the structured trade. This is a bottom becoming a top in time. On the half hour, you pull the trigger here. You can see all the stops stacking up. Not, it's like a stop hunt. Stop hunt waiting to happen here. Crush down. It may just drip down into this. Anything's possible. As far as the books go, the Mark Douglas thing was about kind of like the philosophy. It is about how you perceive reality. And when you see the market going up like this, there are people who would buy into that on confirmation only to suffer this pullback when to step in front of the market, and it's counterintuitive to step in and buy this. It's especially difficult if you start to go underwater on the trade because you're saying at that point, holy shit, I made a big mistake. Look how we get this little cute top bottom thing as we kind of just sneak into this void. Possibly, but then of course there is the backlash. Stuff like this where you have this big up move. Yeah, you could have bought into that, but you're kind of getting trapped here, right? Because they're going to rip it back out of that void. And at that time, this blue line was here. Right? So at that time, we kind of know what the story was here. And here, we know the story that the ultra Bollinger Bands were truncated on this triangle. Obviously. So I do believe that's the secret is having just buying down here just because and just not giving a fuck. Because if this is going to happen all over again every time they go below here and people come in and buy it and they rip it back to here, then these people sell it, so-called trend traders. They got to know when to get off the boat because here they're going to give back 20 pips, which is kind of brutal. If you, and are you going to sell more here? Most people aren't. If you went short here and it came back here, well, maybe some people would have. It depends. Okay, we're ripping north here on the pound now, but you got to consider: are you going to step in here and sell that, or are you going to buy here and then dump into the seller's window? Are you going to buy this new low and ride it back to here, where the sellers are going to come in? Buy this new low, comes back to here. Or did you just plain old say, I'm buying every 10 pips, so I bought here, I bought here, I bought here. So this is a 4K here. You're martingaling in. It's going to be a 5K, a 6K, a 7K, 8K. Prepared to buy up to 20K. You have enough money in the account to do it. This ticket finally became a winner just now. Well, kind of here. This is why this exists. This top bottom now. If we crush up into here, I'm coming in with buy limits tonight, right? Obviously, because now this is ripe for the sell-off, which is how I make money. Is when they go down, I'm buying into that. So I could buy in the market. Boom. Oh, I'm buying at the market because it qualifies as 20 pips down in 1 hour and a half an hour. Let me go to the 1 hour chart. It's a little easier. 1 hour chart. What to do if the market is down 20 pips in an hour? Here, maybe 40 pips in an hour because of if it's down 20 pips in a half an hour, then we're at the corollary. 40 pips in an hour. Okay, so I'm going to put some trailing buy limits in. Euro yen's going to the moon here. Looking for the, what do you call it? Buyer's remorse. All right, so here's the new deal as I'm going to abandon the euro dollar only because the volatility is not there. And I can economize my scripts by running the British pound, which matches the ATR of the euro at the moment. Okay, so the sellers are coming in here. They just made a new high on the euro to the yen. The reason this recorder sucks is because you can't delete the objects unless you go to drawing mode, which is so stupid. I should just be able to hit a delete objects here. Okay, let's go to the 1 hour chart. Okay, different story here. Like they trapped these guys up here. Go to the 15-minute chart here. Wow. How insane. So the 1 hour chart. So I have pendings that are sitting in this pocket for like, when we're here, I put the limits in. And if it's down 20 pips in 1 hour, I definitely buy that. If only for the scalp. What insanity. So it looks to me like they're about to go after this price. Right at the 20-yard line. So the rooftop is showing here. Right there. So this is our target. So the rate of change in that void is going to be faster. See, this void's been stacking up, and this one. So the indicator looked like this at this point. When they fill that, they rip it back because it's done. It's one and done. You get a hammer. Then we drift up into this void. Completed at that point. The indicator was looking like this. We had this low volatility window. A real rinse and repeat situation. Alrighty then. So that's the first dip into the vacuum there. So a lot of sellers come in there. Understandably. You can hardly blame them. I mean, that's the trap zone for sure. Okay. So now I'm going to buy for 4 hours. Pendings are going to sit in this hole here. So the fact that my orders are going to be stacked in here like this is perfect for this zipper effect if the market ever rips down into that. So just as we reached this point, we were all, painted into the corner here. This bottom became the top. Sellers came in. They came in again. Then the breakout, and this is now the pivot. Buyers come in now. Tons of sellers here, right? Has to be. But tons of buyers here. So right now, if I had the sell limits, I'd sell 1K, 2K, 3K, all the way up. So depending on how much money you have, and of course, sell gobs here, right? So the nice thing about this indicator is it shows you that, well, this is a wick. See, that's why this is sitting here, but it shows you that is a really big deal in the future. But it would be anyways, right? The funny thing about it is that because it's 30 pips to here, if you bought here and you were up 30 pips, wouldn't you think about getting out? So yeah, this is gone. This is invisible because this is the wick on that one situation. And of course, if you think it's going to here one day, wouldn't you love to buy it here and be like, we bought here and just rode it to here? Like, did anybody see the Canadian dollar? Man, talk about getting it done. Now that on here, dollar CAD, mind blowing. What do we got here? We got the gold market getting hammered. So we knew it would, but look at the buyers coming. Right on the Williams fractal. If you fade the Williams fractal, you will make a lot of money. You're buying right here where everybody's selling. That trades breakouts of a fractal. We sold here, look at, we're making money. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, geez, I don't know. Maybe this has something to do with it. 1450 sounds like a round number to me. Got a top, becomes a bottom? No. Look at this thing just drifting away. A little top, bottom here. Sellers here. Sell, sell, sell. Tons of sell here. Yeah, there's supply. or demand, whatever you want to call it. It's how fast you get there. See how fast you get there? Once they go into this supply demand zone, wow, do they fucking get that done? Why does it collapse so hard? So fast? It has to have something to do with it. When it gets above here, holy shit. Man, that thing's screaming. Even this thing's screaming into this. After all this congestion underneath this floor? There's the auction. Auction doesn't... The guy that's like auction doesn't have anything to do with price behavior. Okay. I guess you're right. If you're a moron. If you can't see why it's so rangy. Because, yeah, there's a guy... He's got his Williams breakout. Yeah, we're breaking out and going down. I'm telling you, it's breaking out. It's falling apart. Here's his head and shoulders. Here's his shoulder. I'm getting in a confirmation right here. She's so smart. I know we're getting beat up a little bit in the market. Once again, go watch the No Nonsense guys talk. The Scientologists of trading. Jesus, go to Discord. There's almost 900 people on there during the day. And some guy posted some really inappropriate stuff. I was like, well, some guys are like, they're just belong here. I'm like, I got to agree with you. You know, women passing gas is not what I want to say. But so, little rangy here on the gold market. Anybody in the anybody buying here? As it went up on confirmation, they're like, holy shit, I got slammed on that. What the fuck's going on? Whose trading system is this, by the way? Then, I wonder if there's any sellers up here. And what's the man? Another thing is, how many pips are you trying to make? Or how many dollars? Like, how many, in gold here? It's a $50 move. 1550. It's a $100 move in gold down. It can't be this easy. Rate of change, $50 a day. Looks like this. I'm sorry, $50 a month. So right here, actually it's going faster than that. It's going $50 and here's a nice choppy nothing going on. I just wish this was more intuitive software. Okay, look at this nonsense. $50 up and down. People are like, oh my God, I know it's an uptrend, but God, can we go up? 1 month of that. So, I guess you could say in 1 month it's up $50. But how does your brain ignore this part? Is what I'm not. How do these people do it? They go, yeah, I made $50 this month in gold. I bought here and I got out here. What are you talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is, how did you feel when you were almost at your target in 2 days? And then it came back here. You moved your stop. It came back here and you got stopped out. And then you watched it go up here and you go, fuck. In 2 days, I could have made what it takes all month to make. How are you ignoring that? How does the no-nonsense guy? He's like Adam Schiff. Dude, you're making this shit up. And the poor people that are in the Discord. Oh, I don't know. I don't see any volume. Some chick signed up in there and she's like, I'm long the euro. You think I'm okay? Yeah, you're in a good trade, but she's like, oh, I know I shouldn't be in the euro dollar, Oops, sorry. She's already apologizing up front. How can you make these rules? If you're trading the guppy, you know you can't run a 2-pip stop. the spread's 6, or it's 16, or it's 60 going into the weekend. Look, they already trapped these guys on the British pound. Oh well, so much for the bulls. See, sellers right there, right on the magic blue line. That makes me a buyer then. So for the next 3 hours. Okay, so I'll buy any kind of pullback now on this British pound. And in the euro yen. So everything's pulling back. And see, the party's over there. That's why I scalped out. See, party's over. Nothing to see here, people. Look at that. It just backed off. So it's a clean $300. Now we bought, rinse and repeat, buy again. I don't care. I can't see trend, I guess, when it comes to scalping. I have buy limits sitting here now. All over again. And I got tons more down here. And you know I've got so many buy limits. If we ever make it down here this week, buy, scalp out. I guess it's just too stupid. It's disturbing. To not have to analyze the market more than saying it could go down, I would buy. It could go up, I would sell. I guess that is a little bit insulting if you've got any kind of intellect. You're like, really? That's it? Look at this euro yen, euro pounds itching for a huge stop hunt on the north side. Weekly. Psycho. Look, they just came down to here. Look at this thing. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, very, very dicey. Look at that. Look at that sell-off. My God. Daily chart. This thing's itching for a stop hunt. Short squeeze. Look at that thing. Jeez. I may have the wrong size grid here. Is this 20 pips? It's 100 pips. I don't think so. I'm going to put up an indicator here. Okay. Jesus. Okay, I'm just going to put a 20 pip grid on here. It should just come in black. There you go. That's a lot of pips. Huge pullback. I gotta do something here. Alright, so I'm putting in buy limits on euro yen again. So euro to the pound. I actually traded it earlier this week. So when it went down here, underneath this was the place to get in. So then we came to here, then we ripped this top off, we ripped all these candle wicks off, and then it came, once it came above this fractal, it came ripping back. $20 pips. So I'm just trying to make 20 pips to 40 pips now because this took forever. Well, not forever, but once you go down here, come back to the floor, load the wagon here for one last gust, and I just got out. Buy limits here again. And this is marked off where you put the most dense amount of orders. So anyways, that's my story. I'll go to sleep again. Yeah, so yeah, I'm tired. I'm exhausted, but I do think this is going to be a nice buy if it tanks. And I am going to be trading the pound on pullbacks, pretty much everything on pullbacks. I know it doesn't seem like a real intelligent thing to do, but it's not about that. Because I think, yeah, if I was to say the bigger picture here of the British pound is that, okay, it was a big deal when we took this out. If you bought down here and it comes to here, you scalped out, but then look at this thing crush this window. There's sellers in a 20 pip here, 20 pip window here that comes all the way back. And you're looking at this and you're saying, when we fill that, it's going to be catastrophic. So if you could accumulate here, you could have scalped and made money this whole time in here and still rode a little bit to here, pull back to the breakout point on the 4-hour chart. Top becomes a bottom, right? In time, perfectly. Pretty damn perfect within a 10 pip window. Then you just rip. And yeah, the scalpers come in off of that wick, pull it back 20 pips. That's all they get out of it. They get their 20 pip scalp. This computer's so slow you could die. Off of this top. More than 20 pips. In this 20 pip window, they made 60 pips if they got out here. Range trading this whole thing. And then you're like, well, how does this thing resolve? Does it fall this way? Does it fall that way? The longer it hems and haws, the more dramatic the move out of it. Bottom becomes the top on the 4-hour. Smash down. I would buy that. Dead cat bounce. One more smash down. Holy shit. You make it all back very quickly. It's amazing. Look at this sell-off here. So having this 20 pip grid makes it so that you could sell here with a stop here, which you would get stopped out, but you would have to understand what the abyss that you're standing in front of. When it takes this out, sure, there's some sellers here. It's this top. This is the one where you sell. And you sell all the way to there, and they take out that top. And then you make this. That's the trade. But the size of that trade is the key. Are you selling a standard lot every 20 pips? If you've got enough money in the account, that's a good fucking trade because that top one's making X coming back to this structure. Now it looks like we're going to sneak away maybe. We still get a little pullback. 20 pips and then up. Thinking pips. I'm trying to make pips or money. I'm trying to make money by just the dumbest way I can possibly come up with. So that's where the ridicule comes from when people say, oh gosh, you just can't just throw orders in there because, yes, that's true, because you can't just throw too many big orders in. And you got to have stops on them. You got to have some kind of control of the risk. But why do people want to work so hard at this? I think because they want to, it's a toy-based thing. Maybe they want to have 20 computer screens like Pike. Like, look at that. Look at my. Yeah, but what are you doing? What are you doing about it? Do you really have a trade on every monitor? Do you actually have a placed an order on that? A screen with no order placed on it, what's the point? I guess if you're sitting there with your finger on the trigger, or are you gonna place tickets, right? But I'm saying that I mean, at some point you got to step into the game, even if it's a tiny position, because you got to get used to being underwater and being wrong. I don't know if there's a book for that. I mean, you just have to really be I guess, somebody that doesn't feel it on the dollar level, but most people are trying to make money, so it's completely a paradox because they're trying to make money and now they're looking at money and they see their account and they're like, oh boy, I'm down, Jesus. There goes the euro, it's going up. So, looks like it is going to go clobber a little bit north here into the European Open. I guess this was the big stop hunt on the. I don't see. Oh, another thing. I got a bad background color here. That's what's disturbing about this chart. I just realized there's no. It's like floating in air. I need the. I need the day separators here. So today, when we took out the low of yesterday, this is when I bought for the scalp. Then we go lower. We take out the low from the just before Asia started. In a 20 pip window, you're buying. I don't know what else to tell you. This was the blue line before that tanked. That is the place to buy, if only for this 40 pip move. But then the market keeps changing its. So if you sold up here into this window, 20 pip window, and you scalped out, and you scalped out, and you scalped out, and you scalped out, it goes up 20, you sell. Goes up 20, you sell. Goes down 20, you buy. Now, obviously, you can't just do that. If you have buy limits sitting here, and you have buy limits sitting here, they get filled. You can also buy at the market when you see this happening, or you have buy limits in this whole pocket, and then you don't have to trade at the market. Because then you'll be over trading, I think. If you buy every pip up into this north, imagine you got $1 million in the account, and you put in 1Ks like this, and you got to stop up here. At some point, I'm going to tell you the market don't move in a straight line, although it does, kind of, sometimes. Like this is a straight line. That's one pullback. That is 40 pips of smash. But if you sold, you could buy it back. And now you're up on all the trades. Because if you have enough money in the account, or you have no stop and the account's a stop, then that's a great trade. But it's fast up, slow down. It's a very painful winning process compared to the buyers, but the remorse is slow. Here's a drift into structure. We're coming into fair value now. I don't like it. I want to buy limits tonight. When the one opens, if they're smashing it down here, it's money in the bank for me. I've already got the orders in. I love it when it smashes up and down. If I had sells in here, sell limit, sell limit, sell limit. When it wicks up like this and comes back, I just made 20 pips. Once again, I'm putting in 20K, 40K, 60K, 80K, 100K. Never fills the 100K. I make it on 120K coming back, or make it on 75K coming back. All these buy limits Once they're filled and killed, I got to refresh and hit the button again. So I'm constantly flipping over tickets. Because if I'm up $20, I'm getting out. Because that means they're going to pull it back. Like, if you're if you're in pretty decent size and you're up $20, in a half an hour to 4 hours, you could be down 40. And in the end, it could be a winning trade. But I got nothing wrong with just going, you know what? I'll take $5. I'm up on this trade. Like, I have so many dense orders in there now. Well, $20, I'll take that. Didn't even plan on it. So easy to get back in. All I got to do now is put buy limits all the way down here tonight. So stupid. Down here. Thursday, maybe they come down here. Friday, they come down here. That's all right. Buy here, sell into that. This void's been filled on the south side. It was all stacking up in here. They just popped down. The scalpers came in. They made their 20 pips on the dead cat bounces. Pretty easy on the 1 hour chart. You can see your trade. You see how long it takes to get filled. It's in an uptrend. Confirmed, goes up. They put some buy limits in. See if they pick you up. Oh, look at that. You don't like that? You want to counter trend trade it? Throw some sell limits up there. It's crazy. Throw some sell limits up there. Okay. Here's when it paid off. Consistently throwing some sell limits up here. Look at that. Oh, it's crazy. Zero analysis, pure execution. I'm saying 10% analysis. Hey, looks like it's going up. Maybe we should sell. All right, I got you. Sell here. A ton. Right? A ton to sell here. And that's hugging the wicks too. There's only this little void that it filled. Most of that, this void's gone, but this all stands to be gone after, I think. They have a hearing on that. Can impeach the currency pair. Careful not to freak my broker out with all these tickets. Okay, so I'm cashing out with that little trade. I think we're going to pull back now. What else? I don't know if I think I should start the video with this one. This is the side-by-side comparison of pips. And I'm running this robot also here. That looks like it just got filled. Okay, it's up 19 cents. Martingale-esque bot. So side by side I have the two matched ATRs, so I'm really built the system around. Since both robots have the same pip distance, if I bring these in like this, see how the ATR matches up nicely. Oh, geez, I don't have any scripts to delete the objects, so stuck with that. So I have to put the template in again. Here. Fresh template wipes out the... I gotta get rid of this one click. I don't feel like buying a standard lot. That's not a good idea. Alright, so here we are. Zoom out a little bit. This thing's always in the way too. Alright, let's go for a nice zoom out so we can see the structure there. Okay, so that's the pound on the right and the euro yen on the left. So if I go like this, I can see those scripts running here easily to buy 20 to 40 pips deep for a swing. You know, gobbling up this move is just like gobbling up this move for this move. Same on the south side. They're pretty major currencies in my opinion. Euro versus yen is wild because it's like a half of the guppy. I mean, it's that kind of thing. But here the dollar to the pound is a good fit because I don't want to trade the guppy and the euro to the yen. I don't want to try to make correlations where here it's uncorrelated. And it's like the lead is the euro and the lead's the pound. So you have a European view across, pretty much the major time zones. Asia, Europe, US. So that's what I'm going to be doing this week is this system. So far, I can lay in bed and drop limits without really having to think about trends or any of that nonsense or Fibonacci's, because if I had sell limits, which I wrote one sell bank that comes up like this, but it's about 20 pips north, and everything is all dependent on when. Oh shit, I just did something to the account there. What the fuck I just did? Oh, I moved a fucking ticket here, so let me show you how to stop that. You got to go up here to tools, options, charts, and you got to hit this alt. Also, I'd cut down the history size on that thing too. There's a bunch of bullshit here. So this doesn't need to be that high. I really don't care about all that history. I'm going to put 5,000. I know they have some insane default on here. Gobble up my poor hard drive. So now you got to hold down the Alt key to move a ticket, which apparently I just dragged the ticket because I can't see him. So the template's fucked. Here, let me just put on a wackadoodle template here. Something just out of the... There, 100 pip yard line. So here, see how the true range here? Have the 50 yard line, the 100. If you go to the 4-hour chart, it's like, okay, you know what? These things kind of move about this as close as it gets. I'm letting the computer frame it for me. If I turn off the chart shift, I'm letting the screen. I'm using the where's the chart shift? I'm using the screen as the ATR. I'm going to try to pack as much data as I can in here. Okay, I'll scroll off. There you go. So if I let the computer just do its magic by cropping it, you can see how close we are as far as that. If I go to the 1 hour, I'm going to scrunch out one level. So it'll give you this compression in that frame. Oh, Jesus. The recorder's really getting on my fucking nerves. Okay. See how close? This is a little bit less insane. They have great just bullshit moves here. And this is a 25 pip grid. 25 pips of up and down nonsense. That's my strategy. To trade on limits, to never have to put a stop in, to never have to trade at the market, to me is the dream. Because I do trade at the market if I see that we are down here and I don't think we're in big enough and we're pounding into this thing. We're just bam, bam, bam. Like, Jesus, give me that. Fucking, geez, buy here under the floor. Comes to here. Load up. Because in one day, and this happens, these auctions happen all day, every day. Got this pocket. Got your sell banks in there. Whoosh. Got a pocket. Got your buy limits in. Bam. Sell limits, but 1 hour chart. Bought everything below here. You're going to sell everything above here tonight. I'm buying everything below here. On the way down to there, I'm buying. Also buying all the way back. Hard to believe, but I'm going to buy like this all the way down tonight. And I'm going to buy tons down here because the market can just go down, up, down, up, down. So what if it comes back to here? And then it goes to here. Okay, I'll do that trade. What if the market comes down here, all the way back to here, and bounces to here? Okay, I'll do it. Seems obvious, but you have to let go of this trend thing. Because if you sell up here and it comes back to here and you just made 20 pips, you're like, yeah, I know it's in an uptrend, but you could have bought here too. Could have bought that smash, 10, 20 pips. Bought this smash in this hole, there's your cash out. You buy here, there's your cash out. You could sell there. You could sell there. Hell, you know the sellers are coming here. They want to take it down here tonight. It's all right. I got all the tickets in tonight. It's going to be okay. Don't have to worry. We will buy low. We will sell high. That's where the cash out. When I sell out, that's when I go profit. So it's really ultimately retarded, but to me, it makes the most amount of money, the least amount of thinking. Don't have a Gartley, don't have a fib, don't have a moving average. The indicator shows you this hole, but I can see in my mind's eye, or my eye's eye, I can see it. So I know what the indicator is going to look like. It's that right there. We are stuck in the middle of the road right here. Got people buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. Great range trading. That's the Lonely Wick. Stop hunted out. Come flying back. Come up there. Too easy. It is too easy. When you don't care, it's easy. So that is the essence. What Mark Douglas is trying to say is you're carefree, not careless. Careless would be oversizing it, putting in repeating the tickets. Ultimately, you have diversification, slightly different entries. Some are swings, some are scalps. Or you're flat, waiting to get filled. But yeah, when London opens, I'll trade at the market if I think, but then I'm like, oh, I got to put a 20 pip stop in. They're about to hit a whole limit break. So if I could step away from trading at the market, very little at the market, 20% at the market. Because most market trades that I do, they're awful because they're the dumbest fucking, like I'm buying here. Probably going to go lower. Buy a little bit here. So most of the market order trading would be for missing out. But you have to take care of that. Either with a limit that's really close, that's almost like a market order. So the transition between the market order, the limit order, now the stop order to me, I just wouldn't do it. Hopefully you can see the void filling. The void that's about to fill. I don't feel like putting a stop for a breakout. It's like, no, I'd rather buy at the market. I don't want to chase it. Buy at the market, buy on limits. Mostly buy on limits or mostly sell on limits. Ultimately, that is the ultimate. Because you're picking the price, let the market come to you. Let price hit your void. You're banking the void. That to me is it. So that seems to be the logical answer, is go against. And what somebody sent me, talked about, they were losing money being a contrarian. It's only because you're in too big. Somebody sent me an email about 15-minute RSI. You're probably trading at the market. So you're really trying to, you got to still scale in and out of that thing. If you're looking for, oh, this is the best, a triple divergence, just load the wagon on this one ticket, probably not going to work, because you got to be so fucking good at that every time. And I'm sure that if you're good at that, you'd make money. You got to be that guy, though. But it's so hard, because you are putting everything you have into that one decision. It's very binary. Buy, sell. Super binary. I don't think it's good. Because what you're saying is, it's going up. I'm buying. I got the direction right. Man, if I could just get the direction right. I don't think so. You get the size right, because if you got in 40 standard lots and you were right about the direction, it goes up 100 pips, but then you say it pulled back 10 pips and then went up 100 pips. When it pulled back 10 pips, I had to stop at 12, and I thought they were going to hit my stop, so I just got out. Wow. Okay, so it's affecting your decision. Whereas if you're only in 5K and you're like, wow, this is just the beginning of 100K. I'm starting off with 5K. I don't know if this 5K is going to survive the pullback. I'm going to buy a pullback. As it's pulling back, okay, are you getting in? Are you going to scale into this thing? Do you see the bigger picture? You're like, wow, if this thing came back 20 more pips, then it would rip. So tonight, when I started the video, I'm buying right here. All that mumbling I was doing. Okay, when we came under here, I go, holy shit, I want that. Well, that is like premium entry. It's also retesting this structure. It's also at a round number. Well, just for the math. I could make 20 pips there. Boom. Just like earlier today, I did this trade. Boom. I'm out. They slammed that down. In fact, right here I bought. Here and I go, looks like we're going to maybe go to here. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, smashes to here. Well, I had orders in. They filled them, and I look, all of a sudden, I'm down $40, but I'm in like 80K now. And then I'm like, shit, I'm just going to sit. I didn't even buy any more at the market. I bought a couple. When we paused here, I cashed out here, went flat into Asia. Then I come back with the limits all over again. And when we got to here, I had more tickets in there. I got stopped out of some here, but I figured that's going to happen. Now it looks like we're ready to poise for another smash down here. The sellers have trapped the buyers in that window. For the scalp, the confirmation guys is supposed to come here where the top becomes the breakout confirmation. Take it up to here tonight. Maybe not. Maybe I'll get filled on this whole thing. And this robot's dropping every 12 hours. But I'm going to, this is the limit bot, symmetrical limit bot, non-directional. And I'm going to maybe put up some more screens here, since I decided that for the moment, the pound and the euro versus the yen are just beautifully there's close in volatility, and they're major pairs. Decent spread. A little wide here on the pound, but pretty tight on euro yen. And since they're not, like, the problem with the euro to the pound is they're neighbors. So when I was trading euro to the pound, I actually looked at the pound to the dollar, and I looked at the euro to the dollar. I could see what was going on there. And so as the pound was selling off, I thought, well, here's my long euro is doing well. Because euro to the pound. But the problem with euro to the pound is they're in the same territory. So it's very exchangey. It really is up and down. And it's just like, it's wacky. Whereas the euro to the yen is like, holy shit. I mean, different time zones, pound to the dollar, different time zones. You could go dollar yen. But dollar yen doesn't have the volatility of euro yen and the pound at the moment. And I don't know what it's like in the old days, going back last month. But for the moment, for whatever reason, and let's say I would just write a 40 pip stop to make 80 pips, and I could, if one of these heated up, then I could run that situation. I could get in like that. All right, hope that makes sense. I'm going to go take a nap here. We're going into the London Open nonsense now. Looking for this British pound to crush into the London Open. Start to hunt down the bulls there. I think they trap people in this window.